This is Lewis Ott for Boxing Social in association with Empire. But it's always good to be speaking to Charlie Edwards here on a nice Thursday afternoon. Yeah, how's things, mate? How are you?
Yeah, things are great, mate. I've got a lot going on in the background right now. Back and forward with my promoter, Nessa Sowland and Wasserman, to get my next fight day over the line. Exciting things are coming at the beginning of next year. So other than that, it's just nice to be home. Like it's nice to be back with my family and just getting things sorted, ready to go back into camp. I'm training away still putting in the work behind the scenes, and it's been a eventful few weeks since my fight because I've had my brother's press conferences. I've been back in Liverpool the last 2 weeks sparring with him, getting his final last spars in. And I've been watching Galal and doing the southpaw stuff to a T. And it's been very good and it's been enjoyable for me because I've been able to add more strings to my bow, really perfecting my southpaw work, which I've always been very good at, but people haven't seen much of it in on fight night. So it's been a good 2 weeks. It's been nice to be with Sonny to see how he's preparing and performing, and looking forward to the fight in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, definitely. I guess we'll just touch on it now. Obviously, you were in the UK. I think every weekend I was seeing you at shows. I saw you
Yeah,
at the Cove, and then I saw you at Birmingham. Yeah, I guess sparring Sonny backlight. I'm right in saying I think you sparred him. Was it? I'm right in saying you sparred him before the BAM fight as well, and that was
before
the
the BAM
first
fight.
time.
Yeah.
That was the first time in like 3 years, and then now it's a regular routine in camp with him. How's that been? I guess how's that? What's that like? I guess back sparring your brother, which you hadn't done
Yeah,
consistently for so long.
like it's good. And because of the time apart for me and my brother and the things that happened, and it was well documented and that. Going back to sparring each other, it's good because we've connected on a more adult level.
Yeah.
When we're in that ring, it's very competitive rounds. We're really pushing each other. Well, I'm pushing him because it's his fights, but
Yeah.
um, and I'm being one of his main sparring partners. I'm doing things that his sparring his fight like Galal is actually doing. And when Bam was when he was fighting Bam, I was doing things that Bam was doing. So yeah, it's been very enjoyable. Me and Sonny we've connected and grown very strong together as brothers. And it's great to be around one another, Two brothers together are stronger than brothers are apart. And we've had a laugh and we've been enjoying it, having old conversations about when we were kids and this and that, and it's been great.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what's that dynamic like when you are like a sparring partner for your brother and you're sparring your brother? Obviously, when you were both young, you would have sparred each other loads. I'm sure, like, maybe not even in the ring, you would have sparred each other. Yeah, what is that dynamic like? Because as you are, like, there is no competitive rivalry, like a brotherly rivalry. So, how do you sort of describe that when you are trying to sort of help him out and try and make him better, like, make him do better or mimic
Yeah,
Galao in a way?
yeah, 100%. It's good. It's fun. It makes me work on things. And to be fair, like we're lucky and blessed we have each other because we're both elite world champions. Do you know what I mean? Former world champions and fighting at the top of the world boxing scene. So it's very good we have each other. We really push each other. And it was funny because Matchroom was down filming with the zone and they was like, "Are you going to go easy on him today?" Like laughing, joking, just making bits of banter. And it hit me there. It's like we don't go easy on one another.
Hmm.
We go out because that's
Yeah.
the only way we're going to improve and be the best and be the sharpest on fight night. And we know that. And we're first and foremost we're brothers, but we're fighters and boxers as well. And we know when we push each other and we go back and forward and we try and outdo each other to the top of the top, we're only getting better. Fight like again, it's like gym spars, gym fights. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's really competitive rounds, and we're really enjoying it. And for me, it's been good because like I'm going in there as his sparring partner. So I'm having to look and dissect like Galal Yafai and see what he does and find little like thoughts in his work and what he looks for. And then I'm going in that ring and I'm trying to do that to the best of my ability. And all it is doing is adding more strings to my bow. Like I remember going around the world and sparring other fighters and other world class fighters. And when I went and I was a sparring partner, that's when you learn. That's when you can try things. That's when you take off the other person, you start believing in yourself. So for me and Sunny, we've got each other, and that's our blessing.
You mentioned there about the zone being down to film. What did you make of Gamal Yafai's comment?
What comment? I haven't heard it.
I can't. It was Oh, look, I remember. I think it was. Hold on one second. Give me 2 minutes because I'll bring it up to pull it up. Have you not? Did you not see it? I thought you
I'm
put it on your
uh,
story. Hold on one sec.
What he said the other day
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ugly pair.
Ugly, yeah, ugly pair. Yeah, yeah. That's what.
I don't know really what he's going on about because like we're not in a beauty pageant, are we?
It
So that shit don't really matter. All I know is we're better fighters than the Yafai. So
was. Yeah.
maybe they have to try and stoop to something like that to try and get a reaction. But Gamal's the thick one, isn't he? Like he's always the one who pipes up
Mm,
like Cal Yafai. He's missing. I don't know where
yeah.
the hell he's in like hiding or something. He don't say boo to a goose right now. Won't even do an interview or anything. So it's lucky that we do have Gamal really because he's a stupid one. I think he's sitting on there arguing with other people and trying to say their life's a shit because of their Instagram. It's like this guy's supposed to be a full grown man, not a little boy, and he acts like a little boy, you know. And it's just funny, isn't it? But I asked him straight outright. Do you know what I mean? Can you make super bantamweight still, Gamal? No, but I can punch your face off like I did on GB. What when I was a kid, mate? So you're living your best life and your best days where you might have caught me with a few shots when I was a 17-year-old. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So come
Yeah.
out retirement, Gamal. Come out retirement and we can get it on. Do you know what I mean? We can carry on. Cal won't fight me. Maybe you got a pair of bollocks and you'll fight me instead, but I'll move up to super bantamweight to fight Gamal. No problem, in a heartbeat. But it is good. This is what the fight game needs. This
Yeah.
is what the rivalry of the Yafais and the Edwards needs. And yeah, it's just building for a good fight now. Three, three, 3 weeks to go, and yeah, it's exciting times.
Absolutely, for sure, Charlie.
Fight
Just
week's
quickly,
gonna be fun.
yeah, I
Put it
can't
that
wait for
way.
it as well. Yeah, I can't wait for it. But yeah, I guess just focusing on yourself. What is the latest? Obviously holding the European crown. Paul Butler did pull out. I guess I'm sure not to the surprise of yourself. Where he was a mandatory challenger. So I guess what is the situation now? With Paul pulling out and the frustration with that, and then as it comes for a mandatory defense or
I,
potentially
I just
pushing that
want to
IBF
put I just want to put it out there for everyone listening. Don't say I didn't warn you this was gonna
route.
happen. I knew it was gonna happen. It's a sad moment, you know, like in British boxing because it would have been a good fight, a great fight, you know. And it's another one that got away, a big British dust up, and two former world champions. So it's a sad one, but I knew it was never going to happen. I knew what happened in them spars. He knows what happened in their spars. Everyone does. So it is it is what it is. But we look on to the next one. I have been put into the position to be an IBF final eliminator, and I've accepted. So now we're just behind the scenes. This is speaking back and forward with the Mexicans and the IBF to see what's going on. But that's predominantly looking like what is going to be my next fight against Reyes, the Mexican, who was supposed to fight Rodriguez, but Rodriguez, I don't know what happened. He pulled out. Don't know if he got injured or whatnot. 2 weeks before their fight, and then next in line was me. So now my onslaught is to become a two-weight world champion, and we start that by getting these purse bids done, finding out what's what, where, if it's going to be in the UK, if I'm going to go elsewhere, or if it's going to be on this or that, and then yeah, and then it's all systems go. But I'm preparing now. I'm programming myself. I've been watching him, so it's like things good. I'm back in big time boxing. In 2025, Charlie Edwards becomes IBF world champion.
And I always talk about it whenever I interview, we sort of bang on about like the two-weight world champion. It's, as you say, the manifestation is real. And
Mm.
yesterday, obviously posting the achievements on your Instagram story, all the belts. I'm sure I see in the corner of yourself, obviously the two WBC belts. And as you say, like it's very much for yourself. You've done that, but there's still more to collect.
Yeah, 100%. I'm chasing legacy. I want all the titles. You know,
Yeah,
I'm greedy. I've worked too hard, sacrificed too much of my life. You know, I'm coming up 21 years deep into my career. I'm just coming into the peak years. This is what people forget because I don't bang on about things all the time. That's why I had to post all my titles. I'm a three division champion. Like I've got a legacy, and I'm only coming into to the peak years of my career. You know what I mean? I'm 31. I've finally matured. I'm finally become a man. My experience is at the highest it's been. So it's like these next 6, 7 years are go time, ready for them all, go for them all, and build a real big legacy. Like that is my dreams to become um, the greatest British fighter in history, and that'll be a 4-weight world champion, and that's what I'm chasing.
Exciting times, absolutely for sure. And one thing I did want to ask you about, just quickly moving on, Charlie. Yeah, big topic this weekend. Mike Tyson comes out of retirement at 58 years old to take on Jake Paul. Yeah, 30 years difference between the pair. And I remember, as we were speaking like a couple of days ago
Yeah.
about the fight and sort of discussing it, where does your head sit less than 48 hours away from them two getting in the ring?
Do you know what? Yeah, from an entertainment sort of factor and watching it and watching all the build up, the documentaries, everything like that, it's just amazing the promotion, like
Yeah,
the promotion behind it and the eyes that are bringing to it, and seeing the billboards everywhere in London on YouTube, on the tubes stations, everywhere I'm seeing everyone's talking about it. Even the delivery guy who delivered all my furniture, he was chatting to me about it. So it's like it's such a talking point. Do you know what? It's weird because when you sit there and watch it, yeah, my boxing brain's always there in the background and
yeah,
it's always putting me back in, yeah. But sometimes I'm sitting there, I'm watching it, I'm thinking, this is a proper fight. This is they're gonna go for it. This is like a big fight. It's this They turned this into a big fight, and I just can't see Mike Tyson really like the legacy he's got. He's going to go for it. He has to go
hmm
for it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
He's got a massive legacy, and we've seen it in this build up how big his career was because it's like it's been brought back to life, and we've
yeah,
relived all his moments and his highlights and his superstardom and seen it all fresh. So like for Mike Tyson's legacy, you can understand why he's took this fight because in the next 50 to 60 years, Mike Tyson's still going to be getting talked about, whether it's
yeah,
he's been knocked out of Jake Paul or he's been beat by Jake Paul, or but that legacy stays on for instead of just 50, 60 years, it stays on for hundreds of years because of the
yeah.
next generation that will be looking back and playing it. So you can understand the greatness that he's chasing and keeping his name in the history books for as long as. But my heart, my boxing brain and my heart, it bleeds. It
Yeah.
does bleed because Jake Paul, I give him all the credit in the world. That guy trains like an absolute animal. Like the way he's got his camp set up, the way he's doing all his recoveries, he's probably training better than that because he's got the financials
Mhm.
as well. But he's so obsessed with it. Probably training a lot better than many world champions right now. Like he's got that much resources and he wants it that much. You can see it. So I've got to give respect to him, to Jake Paul, and he's doing a smart move and he's playing a smart businessman. And I, I believe that something bad might happen on
Mhm.
on Friday. I've got a gut feeling. I hope to God and pray to God that nothing bad happens, but I feel like we could see quite a disaster come on Friday night. And I don't think it looks good for Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Seen him jumping around at the public workout, hitting the pads with his pad guy, and the pad guy making all over exaggerated, ooh, ooh, banging his head side to side. It's
Yeah.
like this is like now when all the clips go from they're picking the best bits to seeing an actual live workout, you see he just looks old. He looks very old. Like what is he, 58? He's
Yeah,
had that much of
58,
a
yeah.
hard life. He looks more like 68. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looks old and he looks like when he's getting out the cars and that, like it's like he can't really get out the car without being all stiff and even when he was bouncing up and down on his toes, they're just like it's it it's just a shell of Mike Tyson. But the promotion and everything like that are building it like he's still the killer of back in the
Yeah.
day and showing all these fights. And it will get and it will fool a lot of the public. It will fool a lot of the kids and the next generation coming through. Like Jake Paul for the next generation is going to be the face of boxing, I'm afraid. Like he is because
Yeah.
how he's promoted himself and how he sold the whole show and everything. And if he goes out there and knocks Tyson out, wow, he's the killer, and
Yeah.
he'll promote that to the next level. And then in the years and years and years to come, people will be watching this back, and it's sad to say they won't be looking at Mike Tyson like he once was.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Danny Williams beat him,
yeah.
didn't he?
That's cool.
Like a
Hmm.
long time ago. So 58, you've got a question like if something does bad happen, and I hope to God it doesn't, but if
Yeah,
something bad happens, it's going to be a terrible look for boxing, and there better be some sort of remorse in the background because it is. I actually sit with Eddie Hearn on this one. There's something deep inside of my stomach that makes me feel like gut feeling this isn't right. Even though
yeah.
I enjoy watching the build up and all that, when it's
Mm.
coming down to it, it's just not right. I've seen the rules and I've seen that it's 14-ounce gloves makes it better
Yeah,
because of the
yeah,
age difference, and it's 2-minute rounds. So they say this is the biggest fight in boxing. It depends what league you're in, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because not many fights are in 14-ounce gloves and
yeah,
2-minute rounds. So it's a funny one. So it's the biggest fight in boxing in that, but it's going to bring the views. It's going to bring the eyes.
Mhm.
Netflix as well. It just shows how powerful that media outlet and the platform and the app is. It's going to be a weird watch. One I do look forward to it because I have enjoyed the build up and how the promotion's been behind the scenes. But I'm also really looking forward to the Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight.
Mm.
I think that's going to be a cracking fight, and they're getting the eyes, and they do deserve that, both of them.
Yeah. You just mentioned there about like if Jake Paul knocks him out, like how bad of a look do you think that will be? Like because say let's say like Tyson knocking out Paul would be like a I think people wouldn't have a problem with that. Let's say Jake Paul goes out there and he starts taking liberties, swinging like for the fences,
But
trying
it's
to
a
knock him out.
fight, right?
Yeah, but I say like how do you sit on it? Do you think oh it's fair because they both signed to do it, or like it's disrespectful because you're fighting a 58, nearly 60-year-old?
I mean, when money talks, I don't think anyone gives a
Yeah,
fuck. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
As sad as that sounds. But yeah, Jake Paul's in a lose-lose really because if he goes out
yeah,
there and thinks everyone's just going to slate him anyway, still going to make him
hmm,
bigger. More people are going to talk.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. It's just a crazy one. It's like I don't know where to put myself in it. I mean, I'll be watching, and I mean, many people are watching. It's a talking point. We're sitting here talking about it, and so many other people are talking about it. So they're doing something right, and yeah, we can also slate that it's not good for boxing. But then again, boxing's the biggest it's ever been right now. This
yeah,
event is going to bring like think how many followers Jake Paul has, younger generation of kids. You see at the public workout how many kids were there.
yeah, yeah,
They're the next generation. So it might not be the best thing for boxing right now, but like Tyson said, it's it's his legacy, it's God, it's everything like that that's with him on this decision, and maybe he's looking at it in that light that right, I'm laying foundations for the whole next win, lose or draw or get knocked out. This is still a big moment, and I'm helping people and changing people's lives. So it is what it is, but yeah, it's a funny old one, isn't it? This game.
yeah. Yeah, just before we do sign off there, you mentioned about Taylor Serrano. I think that's like the saving grace of the card is that we've got a
Yeah.
brilliant rematch like that. Yeah, obviously we know about 2.5 years ago how good that first fight was. Yeah,
Mm.
what do you expect on for the rematch?
I think it's going to be a war. Like I do think it's going to be a war from the word go. Like I even see Amanda Serrano say yesterday that if Katie thinks she's going to box, we all know Katie, and when I land on her, she's going to fight back because she's a warrior and that's what she does. And I don't think you're going to change Katie much at this stage of her career. And like to box and move and hit and move and Serrano coming at her. I don't believe at even her age that she's got that stamina level to be able to keep someone like that off constantly. She has to fight back to try and gain respect. Um, I've got a feeling that Serrano's going to do it.
Okay,
I
okay,
do.
interesting
I
one.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do. I do feel like Serrano's gonna beat Katie. Maybe even a late stoppage or something. I don't know what it is. I see Serrano hitting them pads the other day, mate, and them punches sounded very, very powerful.
yeah,
Every punch. So yeah, Katie did look good in the public workout as well, but I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be Serrano's night.
mhm. Yeah, definitely an interesting one. Charlie, as always, mate, appreciate taking time to speak to you. It's always
Nice
good to
one.
jump on with you, mate. Appreciate the time as always, mate. Yeah, sure, it won't be too long to catch up again, mate. Appreciate the
Yeah.
time as always.
Perfect. Nice one, mate.
Top man.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate.